That would be neat if it made the video end. That would be cool. I don't think it did. I think it just hit the button. So we'll try it again and see if it turns it off. See you on the other side. Nope, that's fine. So usually I do at least 2 zaps. I think I talked about this. I usually do like 1 zap per slug or whatever, something like that. The idea is to get it saturated. So, but typically 2 is fine. That was it. Somebody was asking me. There's a lot more you can learn about why the cables move and things like that. That has to do with EM forces and things like that, high current. So, but I'm like dripping in sweat right now. But since I got to do this second video because the first one stopped, I will do a short shop video. Let me see real quick. I got some T-yokes done, different colors. Not that it really matters, but you know, sometimes you guys like that. I got this one back on. This one has cured overnight. I got to pull that fucker out. That should be good. I got another. Oh, here's the second 5-stack. So this one is good to go. Or we got to put the top plate on it. And it'll be good to go. And then we got the lime green frames in. Back from the powder coater. Somebody had ordered 4 of these. They're going to go with the what was it? Quad Stack Junior. So I think we did those for 1,100 shipped, which is really good. I can't remember if I'm doing Mac. I got to go through the emails to see if I'm doing the detachable part, but if not, we'll just ship them out. That's how it goes. I got the Memphis T-yokes back. See? More GONZO. So now these are set up for 4-inch. I'm going to go ahead and bolt on the extender plate, and then I'll go ahead and do the full-size magnets, which is these guys. Those are the ones from the Titans, and those are the biggest ones I have right now. So we did have a little bit of concern. Sometimes when we do a bigger gap, like the 8 layers, they tend to scrape the insides of these. So what I might do is put them on the saw them in thirds, and so that way they can come out a little bit from the inner diameter. So it'll stick out a little bit more, but it'll allow for more a thicker coil. So because a lot of people, we've been having to go with the 4-layer just because the gap is so thin and we can't have the OD very big. So also Mr. Spans, I'm trying to figure out a way to come up with his stuff to fix his, is it over there still? Yeah, there it is, the Neo 12. I think I'm going to have to put the motors inside like a PVC tube, wrap them in something like tape or something like that to protect them, and then slide them down onto the T-yoke. Oh, I'm doing some Sherwin Vega home speakers. Sherry cleaned those up yesterday. It was pretty good, but I don't have any. Well, we got to order the parts, and the guy hasn't paid, so it's one of those things where he's like, "Build it." I'm like, no, you got to pay. So even poor Scotty Owens had to pay, which I'm working on these today. Got to knock these out. I just get them all done in the next day or two so that I can be done. This one went pretty quick. I didn't even get this one on posted. It's got the quad stack full size, which I'm calling the Cylon motor, and then it's got the we call it Optimus Prime Blue 4-gauge terminals. You can also call it what was it? Cylon? Oh no, Battlestar Blue. That's what it is. Battlestar Blue. This is actually the sparkly one, which they call Trainee Fairy. The other one they call this Trainee Blue, and then there's with the sparkles it's Trainee Fairy Blue. So, and then it's got the matching DC Audio carbon blue and gray carbon fiber dust cap. And then I went ahead and did, I think I talked about this in another video about doing the top bead. So now it's like super bulletproof. It's awesome. I'll put the gasket on it. I got to break it in real quick, and then get the TSPs. Even though I know it's going to work, but some people are demanding the TSPs or something like that. Like they fucking know what they're going to do with those numbers. Like your box is already made, dude. You're not going to change anything. So, but you know, I still like to be somewhat nice to you guys. You guys get real upset when I don't give you what you want, even though what you believe in is fake, right? Oops. So like, you know, you guys believe in Santa Claus, and I'm like, oh Jesus, this thing we gotta put on this big hubbub. But Jeremy's is done, so that turned out nice. He's getting the quad stack but he's getting the half-pound coil, so I got to get the TSPs on that as well. These are 21-inch motors. We're still waiting on the adapters for those. That's about it. I was down at Recoil today. He said he's got, I think it was a big pallet of woofers that are brand new, but they're like 5 years old. And he said that a glue joint was failing on them. So he's like, "You want them, Pat?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You just got to pay the shipping." I was like, "Okay, here you go." Actually, I said put it on my tab because I owe Larry a bunch of money, but it's fine. He lets me pay. So probably in a couple of weeks we'll be getting those, and then, you know, I'll test them out and figure what it is. Oh, I got to test something out for him. So I'll do a separate video on it, but it's a JL Audio knockoff. It's their shallow woofer. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. So, oops. So, I was like, I thought it looked like a Pioneer, but this is the JL. It's JLE. That's Tyco, if you're wondering, in the background. So, but yeah, they figured out a way to. They figured out a way to get around the patent, so which is not hard because most of JL's patents either don't belong to them. Not that that's hard to get around, but most of their patents are ornamental, so they're not really even functional. So, and that's what's great is that a lot of times a patent like that is it's really just for bragging rights. It's like, especially a company like JL where it's just marketing, you know, and they believe their own marketing, which is hilarious. But they are quite the demanding customer. So if you're selling to them or if you're providing a service to them, which they do, they use outside vendors on all kinds of things. I think I talked about the HD amplifiers, which are made by Power One, because on the HD amplifiers they promote the fact that there's a patent, and if you look up the patent, it doesn't belong to them, it belongs to Power One. So, but yeah, a few years ago there was a recall on those as well. They were causing fires, and but they recalled them and got it fixed, so good for them. But, you know, still, I don't see spending $1,200 on a mini Class D when, you know, you can get a generic Class D for $100. So, and if you want to support those guys are great. We still buy them when they have them in stock. The Ignite 4K, which I think is the R1600D. It's a great amp, and it's used by at least 10 other companies, and it's fused at 90 amps, and it comes with a blue LED remote, which people love. And I think we get them for right around 90 shipped, and then we sell them for 150 local. So mostly people pay for the convenience, and they're okay with that. So, but the other thing is, you know, we don't have any warranty on those. So we just, you know, we go fill out the warranty card, and then when they bring it back burned, I'm like, "Did you fill out the warranty card?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Well, there's no warranty on it then." There you go. So I got a couple of these. I haven't tried those out yet, and then we have all the recoil stuff. So if you guys want to do resale, these are really great for installs for like moms and people that don't want to put, you know, something like this in their car. So they just want something small. That's fine. I didn't really get any new amps in. Oh, I did get this one in. This one was nice. This is from Majestic. There you go. They call it the 5000, even though it's not 5000. And if you recognize this fuse type and this layout, this is Hyphonics, or at least the company that makes for Hyphonics. So I remember when Lightning Audio, which is owned by Rockford, they came out with their Lightning Audio LA3000D or whatever they called it. And it was very early, like they had just gone into production, like it was probably the first shipment. So because when we got the boards, I opened it up to see what the guts were, to see what amp it was. Of course, I recognized it from Hyphonics, and then all they did was put black tape on the PCB to cover the Hyphonics name, which you can also see on the if you guys are collectors, on the when Diamond Audio bought the Esoteric boards, the E7 series. Diamond Audio did the same thing. They just put a little piece of black tape over the Esoteric logo, and presto, it's Diamond. So. But yeah, these guys are, I don't want to say they're trying to fool you. I think they're just trying to do the best they can with what they got. And sometimes, you know, when you spend $100,000 on something, you don't have any more money left. You have all your money sunk into that. So, yeah, Larry was telling me a story about a buyer that, you know, wants a Bluetooth, you know, receiver, little knob, you know, little waterproof knob. I think we got them under the Recoil brand. And it's got like, you know, almost a 2-volt output, which I was like, well, that's kind of excessive. And he goes, yeah, they want a 4-volt. And so I go, okay, good. And he goes, well, they wanted more than that. I go, ugh, now it's like a built-in amplifier. Like, what are you fucking doing? So, but again, that 4-volt output is just for bragging rights. Again, so now they have to compete with the other Bluetooth knobs on the market that also cost $100. And they're like, well, you buy ours because it's better. And so now it's crazy now that a 12-cent chip in, you know, a PCB goes for $100, but it does. So, but educate yourself, guys, and be aware. I don't know if did I talk about? No, I didn't talk about Texas. I'll talk about Texas in another video. So, but I'm looking at houses there, and I need some sort of escape plan or some way to get out of this thing. So, we have enough credit now. Our credit score is good enough. It's just under 700, which is amazing considering all the abuse I've done to my credit cards. Not that I skipped out on payment on anybody, but I've kept balances for a very long time. But you know, when you're buying, you know, shit like this, you go, it'll pay off, and you hope that it does. So, but anyways, I am looking for a lender in Texas, probably right around San Antonio. So I think I'm going with Wallach and Volk, which specializes in rural properties anyway. And this, not that this is a rural property, but you know, basically most of Texas is pretty rural. It's every town is like 100 miles apart from one another. So, but I'll talk more. I just wanted to give you guys an update. I love you. I will talk to you later.